Greetings to all of you watching from the lens I can see, and of course from the other side that I can't. You know who you are. I didn't really feel like speaking it publicly to the world, but I made a deal and I have to go through with it, just in case it helps. Because there's so I'm here to talk to you a bit about the transformation that just occurred. And here we are today. Well, so about a week ago, I just got out of WellSpan Hospital. Ironically, where this journey kind of began to my awakening. And a day after, I went to see the lovely Jade. You may know her from the song Dream of Jade, one of my personal favorites. But anyway, to make a long story short there, Jade wasn't very happy to see me. In fact, she was a bit angry and kind of brushed away as quickly as she could. Can't really blame her, you know. But people process information differently, that's all. So, right afterwards, though, as I was walking, I was surrounded with comfort and feathers everywhere. And while I knew I was protected, I didn't realize a major transformation was about to occur, and here we are. I won't go too much into detail about what caused it. I'll just say that for about 4 days straight, there was a great and torrential downpour with thunder and lightning here in York, Pennsylvania, and with it came a great purge. And for the first time, I walked fully out of my shadows and announced to the world who I am. And from this point on, none of you will ever minimize me again. And with that said, I have a few things to say to all of humanity. I hate to disappoint any of you, but none of your sins were washed away thousands of years ago. Honestly, to think that a large community of people ganging up on and murdering a messenger of truth was somehow going to abolish you from your wrongdoings is completely ridiculous. You are born from the source of consciousness and given a gift of discernment and the power of choice and free will. And I have no idea how you would let yourselves believe such a thing to begin with. I also regret to inform you, nobody's coming down from the sky to save any of your lost souls. Now let's just think about that. Let's just think about this for a second. If your sins were forgiven 2,000 years ago already, why on earth would anyone need to come down from the sky to save you and take you away to a magical place? Come on now. Your whole purpose then for all the lifetimes in between would be completely meaningless. People, where is your consciousness gone? Now, for centuries now, you all have been teaching infants, little newborn babies, they're born evil. Not only were they born evil, but they inherited sins or mistakes that were committed by a long-lost parent that they never even met. That's as crazy as abusing your own child and telling them they did it to themselves, isn't it? I might know something about that. No. The truth is, Christians, I'm sorry, from the Vatican on down, all of you, I've been doing nothing but practicing witchcraft. That's right. See, witches, they like to cast blame and hide their real identities in false projections. So when it came to strip all the cultures of this world, enslaving men, forcing their religion into their ears, and driving off anyone who wouldn't listen to them, particularly in Ireland, for example, St. Patrick prides himself on, driving the snakes out. And a common tack that they would then do is turn around and call all of these past religions and cultures pagans. Basically accuse them of being witches. Well, that's a pretty slick move. Then the real witches hide in plain sight under their new formed religion called Christianity. And if you think that doesn't sound right, well, that's exactly what blaming a child for the sins of a parent is doing. You're casting responsibility and projecting hatred and wickedness onto that child that doesn't belong to them. And that is witchcraft. With that being said, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about consciousness and pride and ego. Now, I watch all of you here, and you're proud to announce yourselves as the most conscious beings on this plane of existence. And I have to seriously challenge you on all of that. See, the plants and the trees of this kingdom, they managed to live in peace and harmony amongst each other for thousands of years without harming a thing. They need and ask for nothing other than sunlight and rain, which they're provided for by the source, and they're perfectly happy and content. How is it, if you're supreme in consciousness and closer to the divine source, that trees and plants have been able to live in harmony for thousands of years, and you can't go 5 minutes, most of you, without some kind of ruckus amongst each others? And saddest of all, most of you believe it's just to go to war and kill each other just because your country said so. Well, that's not natural law. Again, the animal kingdom, amongst them may be predators, which they need to eat and survive. But I don't see any of them covering up their pains, their wounds, and their insecurities with the need to fill them up with material things that they don't need and try to make themselves appear better than the person next to them while inside they're full of suffering and lack. If any of you are truly close to the source of divinity and consciousness, then why do you do that every day and my animals don't? These are the questions. And for those of you who like to believe in governments, okay, well, the ants kind of roam this earth in their own bit of a monarchy. They work together, again, gracefully and peacefully to achieve a common need. But again, they don't harm anyone or anything. So if you're truly the most conscious beings, why can the ant do that and you can't? This will be my first video. My next will be upon exonerating entities. So please stick around.